Hello my dear students and welcome to today's class. As you can see on your screen, the topic which I am going to deal with is components of food. Okay, children, what is food? Food is khana, okay, and all the living organisms, be it me, be it you, be it animals, even the plants, everyone needs food to carry out the day-to-day activity. Food gives us energy through which we can do what all activity we are supposed to do. Okay, so let's start the chapter now. All living beings need food to survive. It provides them energy to sustain. Without food, we cannot live, because if we are not going to eat food, we won't be getting energy to carry out all our activities. Okay, such components for foods are called nutrients. There are 5 essential nutrients. First is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals and vitamins. These nutrients are important for proper growth and maintenance of the body. In this chapter, we will learn about these nutrients and the food items that provide them. So, let's start. The first topic is carbohydrates. Okay. Although food has 7 components: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water and fiber. Okay, we are going to study first is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provide us energy. The energy enables us to do our daily work. Cereals, that is wheat and rice, fruits, honey, etc. all sources of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provide us energy, okay, which is required to do all the activities of the day. Okay. Now, carbohydrates are of 2 types. That is simple carbohydrate, if I say sugar, and starch, that is complex carbohydrate. Main sources of sugar are fruits such as apple, pear, orange, mango, milk, honey, sugarcane, from which we get table sugar, cakes and pies, etc. Main sources of starch are wheat, rice, potato, bread, corn, banana, oats, rye, peas, etc. Okay, so the carbohydrate, the food which have a lot of carbohydrates, I have named them all, and these products when they are consumed by our body are broken into simpler form called glucose. Okay, and the glucose is readily absorbed by our body. The food which we are eating, it has to be broken down. It cannot be consumed by the body like that only. First, the food which goes inside a mouth and in the stomach and all, with the help of different juices, the food is broken down, and when it is broken down, the simple food, okay, it is absorbed by our body. Fine. Now, children, okay, we'll talk about proteins now. Muscles and organs are made up of cells. Our body is made up of all cells. Proteins repair the worn out tissues, damaged tissues, as during an injury of a body, with new ones. They provide raw materials for formation of new cells. Proteins are therefore essential for proper growth and maintenance of our body. Both animals and plants provide protein-rich food. Where do we get the protein-rich food? We get the protein-rich food either from the plant or by the products of the animals. Like we take fish. Okay, if I talk about fish, from the plants we get cereals, pulses and all. These are the different sources of proteins. Proteins, they are providing in the repair of the cells. Okay. Now, proper rich food from plants. Pulses, soya bean and other beans, that is nut, grams and peas, are good sources of proteins. Some pulses have more protein than others. For example, black gram, that is urad, and green gram, that is moong. Their black gram, that is chana, and lentil, that is masoor. Protein rich food from animals. If I talk about proteins rich food from plants, I talk about different types of dals. Okay, and if I talk about protein from animals, that is we get protein from meat, eggs, fish, milk and milk products. Okay, now moving to the next one. Okay, We'll talk about fats. First, I have spoken about carbohydrates. Carbohydrate, what they did? They provided us energy. Protein, what they did? They help in the repair of our torn out tissues. Now we'll talk about fats. Okay. Fats provide us energy like carbohydrates. Fat-rich foods are meat, butter, ghee, vegetable oil, mustard oil, cheese, nuts, coconut oil, etc. Where do we get the fats from? From the different types of oils, okay, like butter, ghee, vegetable oil. The amount of energy provided by fat is much more than that provided by equal amount of carbohydrates. The energy which we get from fat is more as compared to the energy which is provided by carbohydrates. Some fats are in liquid form at room temperature and are called unsaturated fats. For example, olive oil, peanut oil, corn oil, etc. While others which are in solid form at room temperature are called saturated fats. For example, butter, fat present in meat, cheese and eggs. Okay. If I talk about the fats which are liquid at room temperature, those are known as saturated one, and if I say the fats which are solid at room temperature, then those fats are known as, if I talk about fats which are in solid form at room temperature, they are known as unsaturated. Liquid है तो unsaturated होगा, solid है तो it would be saturated. So the fats which are liquid at room temperature are known as saturated one, and the fats which are solid at room temperature are known as unsaturated fats. Fine. Now, this activity you can just go through them. There is nothing much to explain in this one. Now, the fourth is vitamins. I have told you about carbohydrates. I told you about proteins. I told you about fats, and the fourth one is vitamins. Now, vitamins or vitamins, it can be vitamins also and it can be vitamins also. You can pronounce in the either way you want. Okay. Vitamins or vitamins are nutrients required by body in small amount but are essential for its proper functioning for normal growth and development as well as maintenance of the body. They are required for healthy gums, teeth, bones and eyes. There are 13 vitamins A, B, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B9 and B12, C, D, E and K. So, how many vitamins are there total? There are 13 in number. That is A, B, B1 से लेकर B9 तक, and B12, then vitamin C, vitamin D and vitamin E and K. Vitamins are of two types, fat soluble and water soluble vitamins. Again, as proteins, fats I told you about saturated and unsaturated. Same way, vitamins also there are of two types again. One is fat soluble and the other one is water soluble. These vitamins are stored in the fat cells of a body. Whenever our body needs these vitamins, they are absorbed by other cells. Vitamin A, D, E and K are fat soluble vitamins, and whereas water soluble vitamins are, they easily dissolve in water and are easily excreted from the body. Thus, we need to be more cautious and maintain a proper intake of these vitamins. Water soluble vitamins are vitamin B and vitamin C only. Out of all these 13, only 2 vitamins are water soluble, that is vitamin B and vitamin C. Okay. Now, you can just have a look on this table. The vitamin they have mentioned, the name of the vitamin is there, the source is there and what is the function. Vitamin A, if I talk about, is necessary for healthy vision. Vitamin B1 for healthy metabolism. Vitamin B2, healthy metabolism, skin and your vision. Okay. Then B3, again healthy metabolism, nervous system, digestive system. This is all you can just go through. Different vitamins have been mentioned over here, the sources and what is the function of all these vitamins. Okay. You can just go through it. Okay. Now, moving to the next one. We'll talk about minerals now. Okay. Minerals. Minerals are required in small amount but are essential for proper growth and maintenance. As I told you about vitamins, they are required but in very small quantity. Same is the case with minerals also. They are required but in small quantity. Okay. And they are required for proper growth and maintenance of a body. Minerals keep our body healthy. They are required for proper functioning of muscles and nerves, formation and coagulation of blood, and for building bones and teeth. Example of minerals required by our body are calcium, phosphorus, sodium, iron and potassium. Okay. Now, minerals are often called mineral salts. This is because a body utilizes these minerals in the form of their salts and not as pure element. We do not consume these minerals in their pure form, but we consume in their salt form. That is why minerals are also called as mineral salts. Now, minerals are of two types based on the requirement of the body. First is macro and the second one is micro. Macro. The minerals required body in a large amount is known as macro. But if I talk about micro, they are required body by in a small amount. If I give you an example of macro mineral, it is sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium. Whereas micro mineral, these minerals are also essential for a body but they are required in smaller amounts, that is small amounts than that of macro minerals. For example, iodine, copper, zinc and iron. Okay. Now again this table is there in which they have named the mineral, they have shown the functioning and what are the sources. If I talk about sodium, it helps in proper functioning of muscles and nerves. If I talk about chloride, helps in proper digestion of food. If I talk about potassium, helps in proper functioning of muscles. So different minerals are there, their function and the sources has been given in this table. You can just go through it. Okay. Now, they have in the upper table it's all macro and in the lower table it's micro minerals which are required. Okay. Now moving to the next one. Water is very important, children. It is a very important component of food. Okay. Water is essential for sustenance of life. About 75% of a body is made up of water. Whatever, suppose if I have my weight is, suppose it's 100 kg. If I give you an example, just a rough idea, my weight is 100. 75% of my body is made up of water. Okay. One can survive without food for a few days, but not without water. You cannot survive. For food, you can survive for few days, but without water, very soon you would die. Water serves many important functions in the body. Some of them are as follows. It maintains the health of every cell in the body. It helps in absorbing nutrients from food and transport food to different cells in the body. It transports the blood. It controls and regulates body temperature. It lubricates the joints. It helps in removal of toxic from body through sweating and in other forms. We should drink at least 2 to 3 liters of water, 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Most of the body requirement of water is met by drinking water. Some food also provide us with water. Example of such food are tomatoes, melons and other fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay. Tea, milk, juice and coffee also provide water to the body. Okay. Now we'll talk about the last component, that is roughage. Okay. Okay. Roughage is the part of food which cannot be digested by our body. It cannot be digested. Such food materials do not provide any nutrient to our body but help in proper digestion of food. Roughage is not providing any sort of nutrient, but it is helping in the digestion of the food. Roughage is also called dietary fiber. It helps in digestion by making the food move along the digestive tract in a body and thus prevents constipation. Constipation is a state in which you are not able to fresh. Okay. you are, all the waste in your body is collected and you're not able to pass stools and all, that is the state, that term is known as constipation. The main sources of roughage are food and fruits, and the fruits are apple, oranges, pears and berries. Vegetables includes cabbage, cauliflower, carrot, cucumber and turnip. This all we should every day take in a diet so that we don't face a problem of constipation and our digestive system also remains good. Okay. Now, the next one is, what is balanced diet? Okay, a diet which contains all these nutrients is known as balanced diet. Children, is it good to eat noodles and all? Junk food is not good for us. Okay, junk food, okay, sometimes it's okay, but every time if we are dependent on junk food, it is going to harm us. Okay, now we'll say about balanced diet. A balanced diet is one which includes all the nutrients required by the body in proper amount. To have a good health and avoid getting ill, we should always eat a balanced diet. A balanced diet should have all nutrients, that is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, roughage and water. All these 7 components which I have explained you just now should be the part of a balanced diet. Okay, there are different groups of food. A balanced diet should have food from all these groups. First is milk group. Provides carbohydrate, fats, proteins, minerals and vitamins. What are all these? What all food items are there? Cheese, milk and yogurt. Okay. The second category is meat and beans group. Meat and beans group. Provide protein, fats, minerals and vitamins again. And what all the other sources? Meat, legumes, nuts and seeds. Okay. Then the third group is fruit group. The balanced diet is divided into 4 groups, as just now I have told you about milk group. The second one is meat and beans group. Now third group is fruit group. It provides carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals and roughage. And what are all the food which are covering in that? These are apples, apricots, avocados, bananas and all fruit juices. Now the last one is vegetable group. Sorry, the fourth is vegetable group. Vegetable which provides carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals and roughage. Example are broccoli, cauliflower, carrots and green cucumbers, green beans. All the green vegetables comes under the set, and 100% vegetable juices. Okay. Then comes the grain group. Grains. Okay. Grain groups, that includes breads and cereals. Provides carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins, minerals and roughage. And the food which is enriched in grain group is whole grain breads, rolls, English muffins, okay, rice and pulses. These all food comes under the category of grain group. Okay. Now, undernutrition and malnutrition. Okay, the next topic is undernutrition and malnutrition. So let's start now. An unhealthy state of the body due to intake of lesser quantity of food is called undernutrition. What is undernutrition? When we are taking the intake of the body, the food which we are taking is less than what is required, is known as undernutrition. Okay. Sometimes our diet lacks one or more nutrients. In that situation, our body doesn't get required nourishment, though we eat sufficient food. A condition in which person becomes weak and sick due to lack of one or more nutrient in the diet is called malnutrition. Although we are eating food, okay, but it is lacking in some or the other nutrient, that is known as malnutrition. But if we are taking the food in lesser quantity, which as compared to which is required, that is known as undernutrition. And got my point? Undernutrition means we are not taking enough food, and in malnutrition we are not taking the right amount of nutrients which is required by our body. Okay. Now we'll talk about deficiency diseases. Sometimes when we do not eat properly or do not have a proper balanced diet for a long time, we lack in the supply of nutrients to the body. Such situations lead to the development of some diseases in a body, and such diseases are called deficiency diseases. The diseases which are caused due to the not taking proper diet or not taking proper nutrients in the food is known as deficiency diseases. Okay. Now, there are three types of deficiency diseases. First is protein energy deficiency disease. We are not taking proper proteins, we are not taking proper minerals there. Then we are going to have mineral deficiency disease, and the third one is vitamin deficiency disease. So there are three types of deficiency disease. First is mineral, protein and vitamins. Vitamins or vitamins, you can say either, as I told you. So these are the three different diseases, deficiency diseases. Okay. So now in this table you can see different diseases they have shown. Like this. Okay. Kwashiorkor, in case your protein intake is less, you will be suffering from a disease Kwashiorkor, in which what happened? Pot belly, the belly would be swelling up. Okay, swelling of face. In the disease known as Kwashiorkor, the symptoms would be pot-like belly, swelling of face, swelling of ankles and feet, stunt growth, thinning of hair, loss of teeth, mental retardation, skin disease and diarrhea. Then I talk about marasmus. Marasmus meaning what happens? The body becomes very thick. Okay, and it is happening due to the deficiency of proteins and carbohydrate. You will have dry skin, loose skin folds hanging over the buttocks and armpits, slow body growth, loss of appetite, lack of energy and weak legs. Okay, then the next one is night blindness. Night blindness is there, beriberi is there. All these diseases are there. You can just go through them. The table is done very beautifully. You can just go through them and you will be able to find different diseases, what are its causes and what are its symptoms. Okay. Now we will be moving to the next one. This all table is there, beta. You can just go through it. Okay. So with this I end the chapter. I hope you all have understood. Go through the chapter, go read the table, read as many times as you can, and trust me, you will be just able to answer any question which is asked from the chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.